Piss, pups,
Yeah. Cut the intro short. It's time for...
It's Chester and the RANT!
What's good, everybody? Chester here, and it's time to rant. Today, we're going to be ranting about a pretty new game called Enchanted Portals. Yes, that Enchanted Portals, the one game where everyone thought that it was a Cuphead ripoff. And to be completely honest, I wasn't a part of that train. I'm of course well aware that this game is heavily inspired by Cuphead, by the gameplay, the art style, the bosses, and more. But let's be honest, when making an art style trying to mimic the classic cartoons, there are really only so many ways that you could draw them. Cuphead doesn't own this art style, of course, and neither does anyone else. So seeing another cartoon-styled game was actually not a bad sight to see. Plus, they straight up said this game was inspired by Cuphead, but they didn't want to rip off on the original, so take that as you will. Now watching the trailer, I'll admit, it didn't get me fully invested. Don't get me wrong, it didn't look bad, but everything felt slow. Like it felt while you were attacking the boss should have attacked you like 5 minutes ago. Maybe it's because of the animation. While really good, feels a bit too smooth. Maybe they sped up the animation just a bit. Maybe that could fix the boss's problem, right? Well, none of that matters because I have excellent news for you. They just recently released an early access alpha demo just to show their patches for the game, and it's all completely free. Wait, this is the base game? And this game is how much? $20! Wait, what is the review? Now hang on, there is a catch to this. First of all, let's address the wowie zowie in the room. This game, as far as I know it, was made by a whopping 2 people. And honestly, for a game made by only 2 people, it's actually pretty decent. I could see the passion put into the game, and they clearly wanted to put in a bit more. So they started a Kickstarter to make the game even better, and ooh, yeah, the Kickstarter failed. While they did make over $20,000, it still was not what they were hoping for. So they probably felt they just had to do it themselves. Trust me, I know what it's like to feel like you have to do junk yourself because of lack of responses.
Wario!
So when I criticize this game, I'm gonna do it fairly. Meaning I'm gonna go into the mindset that this game was only made by 2 people with a big passion, but a failed Kickstarter. So now that the game is released, how did it do? Well, good things first. Like I stated before, the animation is really good for 2 people, and it does have some good character design. One of the things I do like is how at some bosses, the art style changes depending on the phase. The backgrounds are also well drawn too. They're well defined and they look like they fit in and really work well in this game. And the music is alright. Nothing award worthy, but some songs are pretty solid depending on the place you're in. And that's it. From this point onward, the only thing that will be said about this game are the flaws. And let me tell you, there are flaws. The first thing that I noticed, and that everyone has said about this game, is that this game really makes you appreciate sound design. In the worst way possible. Let me tell you, the amount of sound missing from this game is insane. There are times where the enemies are attacking and make no sound at all. Like, looking at the first level alone, I can tell these bats should be making some form of screeching sound or something. And these flying ghost wolves should be either barking, howling, or chomping. But you get none of that. The sounds that you do get are stock sound effects, and they mostly only affect the player and not anything else. At that point, you might as well just play the game on mute. You either have sounds for everything or sounds for nothing. There's no in between. If there's a lack of sound, then the game just feels dead. And that's what this game feels. Dead. With the music playing and the lack of sounds, it makes it feel like a mobile game. Speaking of game, everyone knows the #1 rule of gaming: if there's a difficulty setting, you play on the hardest difficulty, so you can get the best experience and really tone your craft with this game. This game is an exception. The reason is, this game's levels are a straight up menace. The best way to describe this game's level design is a little Timmy level just dying to end. I cannot tell you just how bored I was watching these levels. Like, it's literally the same enemies spammed at the same time, and it's only in a straight line. Now make your level a straight line if you like, but if there's no engagement, creativity in the level, and it's just enemy spam, it's not good level design. I will admit, I do like the mechanic of each enemy having a colored aura around them indicating which weapon you should use, But let me tell you that you can get ping-ponged like a sucker in this game. There's an enemy there, and 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 it can literally overwhelm you and drive you nuts. Oh, and don't worry, if you get to 50% of the level, this cat here gives you a checkpoint. So if/when you die, you can go all the way back to the beginning of the level.
What?
Yeah, that's right, there's no checkpoints. Now, don't get me wrong, Cuphead doesn't have checkpoints either. But at least with that, it made you want to keep trying the level because each level had its own unique mechanics, new enemies, and fun little segments. However, this game makes you want to stop playing because of this freaking cat. How the heck do you just give a fake checkpoint and expect us to want to keep playing? You're making this stuff on purpose! Like, you can't have a checkpoint in the game and not even have it be functional. Now here go y'all in the comments.
Sister, there's no indication that it's a checkpoint. It just tells you that 50% of the level is done.
Well, in that case, do they know these levels are boring? It's like they know their levels drag out, so that they want you to keep engaged by telling you that you're halfway there, Squidward on a chair. At this point, just play the game on easy mode. I won't even shame you on it, because that will at least give you having a sliver of enjoyment. Another problem I have with this game is how awkward it is. Once you enter/leave a level, you get a little story picture, and then you're right into the level. What? I didn't even get time to process what happened. Now, this could be because of the Kickstarter failure that they weren't able to fully animate the cutscenes. However, to be fair, Cuphead did this at the beginning too, at least not until later down the line. But that actually told you a story. It gave the characters dialogue, a personality, and explained what was happening. Now, I'll be fair and say that these pictures do tell you a story, but it doesn't give you any time to process it. What they should have done was do something similar, add some text and dialogue that could be continued with the click of a button, and that way it can feel less awkward. Another thing that makes it awkward is how abrupt the transitions are. Like, watch this clip and tell me if it looks off. See? No ending music, no transition, just an abrupt, you did it! With this awkwardness, it doesn't feel rewarding when you beat a level or boss. Now, I know I keep bringing up the inspiration here, but even in Cuphead, they do this way better. When you beat a boss in that game, it gives you the iconic... That feels rewarding. It tells you that you beat the boss looks defeated, and the music makes you feel complete. Hey! Enchanted Portals, on the other hand, it's just like, there, you did it, next stage. It just doesn't feel like it's worth it to even beat the boss. Speaking of bosses, I'd say the bosses are the best part of the game. Then again, that doesn't mean it's a good one. The best way to describe these bosses is that it ranges from Snorefest to Little Timmy Boss Rush. Some bosses you can cheese and learn the patterns quickly, while others are full-on enemy spam while beating a boss. Seriously, if you make a mistake in this game, it's probably not your fault. Because remember what I said about getting ping-ponged in this game? Yeah, the bosses are no exception. You could be hit by one thing and another and another and another at the same time because there aren't any invincibility frames. So if you end up getting hit by a bunch of stuff, then, oh well, you're going back to the start. Now here go y'all in the comments.
Sister, it's all a skill issue. You said play the game on hard mode.
Well, now you listen here.
I do like difficult games. Take it from me. I grew up with Donkey Kong Country Returns, which was the 4th game I ever had on the Wii, and I played the classic Donkey Kong Country games. They can be difficult at times, especially Diddy's Conquest, but everything keeps me engaged because of how good the level design is. But that's what keeps you going. Good level design. If your level is just enemy spam and no sense of pattern, it's not good level design. And you have no excuse to say, now for some bosses, yes, that can be a skill issue. But most of the time, it's the game, not the player. Also, a lot of people are saying that the Beethoven boss is the best one with how creative he is. And I agree. That's not the point. The point is, if you want to make a game difficult, sure, just make it fair. I like me a challenge. But if you hire Little Timmy to be your level designer, you're gonna know why people don't want to play it. Listen, there is this thing called playtesting. That's where you get someone who's not a developer on the game to play the game to see how it works. If they give you an okay, then your level design is fine. If they say something is wrong with it, you go in and fix it. As far as I know, this game didn't have any playtesters. If they did, they would be in the credits. Listen, you may think you're the greatest gamer in the world for if you play a game that you made, because you know all the mechanics and patterns, but you have to take the other side into account. Plus, you can't just have one playtester. 10 to 20 is your best bet, and they should be in different age ranges to really determine how your level is. Plus, They have to be at least decent at games, because there could be a case where it isn't the designer's fault and it's really the player. But not in this game! Another thing I don't like is that the trailer showed way too many bosses, to the point where you already saw every boss and don't feel the need to play it anymore. This game is $20. Now once again, here go y'all in the comments.
Chester, the game was made by 2 people. Give them a break. Give them time to polish the game and fix up the issues.
You're right. I do agree that they should take time to polish the game. They should have done that before the game's released! Listen, there's clearly passion put into the game, but passion doesn't always mean it's good. Listen, animation takes time, game design takes time, everything here clearly took time. But that's the thing, the game's not finished. You know why I made that joke at the beginning of the game being a demo? Because that's what it feels like, an unfinished demo. By the way, to the people who are saying, ooh, just let them have time to polish everything out. I thought we hated free updates. Releasing a game unfinished and polishing it after it releases was bad. Want to update the game after it's finished and released? Sure, I love new content, but only if the game is finished. This game, however, is not finished. But don't worry, folks. If you want to save your progress now and supposedly wait until after it's finished to play, you can absolutely do that. Wait. There's no save feature?
3 years of development and no save feature?
$20? I actually can't believe it. They forgot one of the most important things about game design, a save feature. This game is hard as it is, and if you quit the game because of it and want to play afterwards, too bad, you're starting from the very beginning. Now I understand why this game got so many negative reviews. This game is an early access, not a finished game, but the developers will do everything in their power to make it seem like it is. But let's just say the developers do listen to their criticism. They're like, man, it does suck that people aren't enjoying their game. Let's see what they're saying. Oh wow, these are good points. Fear not, we'll do our best to make this game lovable for all our fans. Well, they're most likely not going to do that. Why? Because from what I've heard and seen, they block people on Twitter if they give any sort of criticism for their game. And no, I'm not calling it X. Screw you, Elon.
Give me $8! 500 tweets a day!
That's not the point. The point is, these developers are pulling a Garden ban. Yeah, I'm going there, because there's no other way to put it. The worst thing that you could do as a creator / developer of any kind is to silence your criticism. Criticism helps make our work better. Sure, some of it can be negative, but negative criticism can be the best criticism. Because if something is wrong, the only thing that you can do is fix it and make it better. Learn from it and make the situation even better. If you're blocking your criticism, then you start caring less for the people and more for the profit. In which case you're all set to be a AAA gaming company. Money! Now here go y'all in the Bro, get out the comments!
Sister, if you think this game is so bad, you make a better one.
Listen, I'm not a game developer. I don't care how much inspiration from a game I have. If I don't know what I'm doing and how to really make a passionate game for people to play, no matter how much love and passion I put into the game, no amount of that will make the players like the game. However, after all that, after everything I've said, after everything critics have said, and after everything the general public has said, there is one thing that I will give this game credit for. It actually does try. I can't say no effort was put into the game, because that would just be unfair and that would be wrong. There's clearly passion put into this game. But that doesn't make it a good game. I'm just gonna say the wowie zowie in the room. This should not be a $20 game. At best, $5. Because at least I can forgive them a little bit for that. But $20? This price doesn't make it seem like a passionate game. It makes it seem like a passionate scam. You can beat this game in an hour, it's not finished, the gameplay is jank, the sound design is practically non-existent, Little Timmy is the level designer, and overall, just a huge disappointment. This game is $20. At worst, just do a refund speedrun on Steam. That game can be beaten in under an hour, and you have 2 hours to refund it. At best, just don't pick up this game and play Cuphead instead.
And he's Helmet Man.
And that is today's Chester and the Rant. In conclusion, only release projects if they're ready. But hey, maybe I could be wrong. What do you guys think? Just let us know in the comments below.
Thanks for watching! Oh, and one more thing.
If you enjoyed that little rant of Chester's, well then click on the players up here to check out some more great videos from the channel. And if you want to subscribe, click right here, or click the big subscribe button at the bottom. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. By the way, what do you think about this new series? Let us know in the comments.